table. We're going to have some Nanny's yeast rolls and some jalapeno gravy and a big old chicken fried steak and a cold cucumber salad and a glass of iced tea. And a big old heaping helping of agricultural information. But first, let's get a quick appetizer of ag weather. In fact, let's do a week's worth of ag weather. Today for the San Antonio area, because it's in the big middle of down in the farm country, 86 the high, 73 the low, a 60% chance of thunderstorms, 9 or 10 points. Saturday the 5th, thunderstorms, 90 the high, 73 the low, 30% chance, 10 or 11 more points. We've got a 20% chance of moisture on Sunday and Monday. We'll call the highs 93, the lows 73. Tuesday the 8th, mostly sunny, 90 the high, 71 the low, and 80% chance of rain, 29 or 30 points. The thunderstorms possibly continue over Tuesday night into Wednesday, 78 the high, 61 the low. That's when the coolest part of the front comes to us, 60% chance of moisture, 46 or 7 points. So, neighbor, between the 2 days, we might get us 3/4 of an inch of rain right here in the San Antonio area, and that's right in the big old middle of down on the farm country. Some of you up to the north that are listening to us, like in Lot in Rosebud, got 10 inches. Oh, Ken Jordan said he caught quite a bit of rain from San Saba on east. Cameron, 5. Probably about 2.5 there at Lexington. And I know some of you have caught some of you hadn't. Leroy Kruger told me it had rained on him on Thursday night there by Peggy and Fashing, and that they'd caught a little bit of moisture at Jourdanton. So, neighbor, we're catching some moisture and down on the farm country. We've got a chance for some more and for some cooler temperatures. And I tell you what, I am ready for that. Let's take a look at our commodities of ag interest, reminding you, neighbor, that we have 14 affiliate stations, and we do these live streams and programs through all of those stations. Y'all are listening to us here on Facebook, but we have 14 affiliate stations. So find the affiliate near you and listen during the day and support local radio. Right now, let's take a look at those commodities of ag interest, courtesy of the good folks at barchart.com. December corn, 356 1/4 up 2 3/4. November beans, 967 1/4 up 1 1/2. Deese bean meal, 317.40 by the ton, up 460 by the ton. Your December Kansas City wheat contracts down 4 3/4 at 471 even money. December number 2 cotton up 42 at 64.70. October live cattle up 17.50, 104.10. October feeder cattle up 25 at 138.57. October lean hogs down 15 at 59.12, and your October class 3 milks down 26 at 18.70. September U.S. dollar index up 327 points at 96.03. December gold's down 7.90 at $1,929.40 by the ounce. And October West Texas Intermediate crude's down 106, but is still above that $40 mark at 40.30. Neighbor, there are your commodities of ag interest during the live stream program of Down on the Farm. Neighbor, the mainstream media kicks agriculture around. They don't like farmers and ranchers. In fact, they try to vilify us from time to time. Heck, from time to time, most all of the time. Tom Nicoletti talks about some of the ways they try to do that. In regards to the environment on today's Texas News and Views. Tom?
The facts about greenhouse gas emissions and agriculture. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Texas News and Views on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. More in a minute.
What's impressive about Pioneer brand sorghum? I'm here in the Rio Grande Valley, Texas, sorghum country, but also sugarcane aphid country. This field is one of over 60,000 test plots. That's a lot of data, and the reason why Pioneer sorghum dominates the industry in yield potential and sugarcane aphid tolerance. A test plot in the Rio Grande Valley. Another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. Contact your local Pioneer sales representative.
You're more than a rancher. You do what's right and trust others to do the same. That's the Texas way. Hi, I'm Pat McDowell, and we ranch near Shamrock, Texas. In 2019, your dollars helped the beef-loving Texans brand reach consumers nearly 300 million times. Efforts like the hit Hulu series BarbeQuest and successful advertising prove that your checkoff is working hard to keep beef in its its strongest state. Find out more at TexasBeefCheckoff.com, funded by the Texas Beef Council.
Tom McDonald is from Hartley in the Texas Panhandle. He is Senior Vice President of Environmental Affairs and Sustainability for Five Rivers Cattle Feeding Company in Dalhart. McDonald was recently appointed chairman of the Farm, Ranch, and Rural Communities Federal Advisory Committee within the Environmental Protection Agency. The cattle feeding representative joins us again today to talk about the issues his committee will be addressing, including that agriculture is not an enemy of the environment, but rather a friend.
Oh, absolutely. Agriculture, from as far back as I know, has always worked with the land, and conservation practices and conserving the air, water, and soil is what we're about. We make our livelihood off of the land, and land gets passed down from generation to generation, and it's a tradition to want to hand off the land in a better form than it was when taken by the current generation. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. And again, that's part of communicating the care and concern that we have for the land to those that regulate us.
How about agriculture as it is depicted when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions?
I get really frustrated when I read a lot of the press about greenhouse gas emissions and agriculture. Agriculture gets painted as the problem. I believe 180 degrees from that is the true answer. When you look at the U.S. numbers, agriculture in total emits 8% of the U.S. greenhouse gas emissions. Beef cattle is 2% of that. Row crop agriculture is 4% of that. We're a minority into that. And then the other aspect of that is all we ever see are the emission numbers. And we all know that there's two sides to that equation. There's emissions and then there's sinks. And agriculture is a big source of the sequestration of greenhouse gases and actually takes the CO2 out of the atmosphere to grow the crops, the plants that our livestock and our grain producers rely on. So agriculture, in my opinion, should be looked at as the model for the world. A lot of times the press will use global numbers, and we know that there's a lot of agriculture countries that have a lot less efficient agriculture than the United States. We've truly got the agricultural system that should be the model for the world.
That again is Tom McDonald. He is the recently appointed chairman of the Environmental Protection Agency's Farm, Ranch, and Rural Communities Federal Advisory Committee.
In Texas, there's pea-size hail and baseball-size hail. Guess which one hit our house? We didn't even know where to begin, but we called our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he was so reassuring. He knew exactly what to do to get our house back into shape and our lives back to normal. Now, we're even more thankful for the roof over our heads.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to insure your home for Texas-size weather. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
You are listening to Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, let's take a quick examination of cotton while we have a chance. The cotton market higher today as the jobs data issued by the Labor Department showed the general jobless rate declined to 8.4%, down from last month's 10.2%. The expectation for non-farm jobs created was met. Those guesses were 1.4 million jobs created in August, while the actual number was 1.37 million. Apparently, that was close enough to be friendly, as all stock market boats were lifted. Additionally, it was interesting to see open interest increase, suggesting that already net long speculators have doubled down and added to their bullish positions. This afternoon, the CFTC, the Commitment of Traders report, will issue its data indicating what cotton entities are, long or short, based on their net positions. However, ahead of the 3-day weekend, Labor Day, cotton action is apt to be kind of skinny. Cumulative sales have reached 50% of USDA's forecast for the current marketing year. The 5-year average is 45% for this time of the year. China was the largest buyer this week at 61,000 running bales, with Vietnam second at 32,000. Next week, the USDA will update its production and carryout amounts in its monthly supply and demand report. For today, support for December cotton at 63.60 and 62.80, resistance at 61.15 and 66.45. Keith Brown from Commodity Consultants tells us and DTN that they anticipate about 5,755 contracts to trade. Neighbor, I want to remind you about Lute's auction service between D'Hanis and Hondo and Sales by Bud, that's Bud Box. They're going to have a big farm and ranch and construction equipment auction September the 12th, 9 a.m. there on Highway 90. Here are some of the consignments. Here's a John Deere 10-foot PK offset disc. Here's a Krause 8-foot offset disc. Here's 6x40 PTO grain auger. Here's a Crust Buster grain deal. How about a Hay King 10 shank renovator? How about a Tie 50 no-till drill? How about a Bermuda King sprig digger? If you'd like to receive email notifications, visit their website. You can go to salesbybud.com. You can also contact them, and they'll get you on the online auction list of bidders. Contact Dwayne Lutz, 830-931-4312. Texas Auction License 13075. Saturday, September the 12th, 9 a.m., Highway 90, between Hondo and D'Hanis. Lutz Auction Service, salesbybud.com. We are on the line with Russell Heller from Lexington Livestock Commission Company. We're discussing on Friday morning about 8:15 what the Saturday sale might be like. Russell, what do you see?
Yes, sir. I know one set of calves, 15 head, and another one's going to have 10. That's all I know of so far.
Did y'all catch any rain?
Yes, we did Thursday. Had about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and then we had about 1/4 inch last night.
Good deal. I heard that up above Cameron they had 5, and then Gauze and Rosebud got up to 10?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Those areas really received a lot of water.
Yeah, I guess there's cotton in the field up there, I guess, still, so that wasn't great on that, but you take it when you can get it, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell everybody what time you start and how to get a hold of you for the Saturday sale at Lexington.
Yes, sir. Sale starts at 12 noon, and you can call me on my cell. That number is 979-820-7002.
Thank you, bunch, and we'll speak with you Monday if you're going to be around.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
What's impressive about Pioneer brand sorghum? I'm here in the Rio Grande Valley, Texas, sorghum country, but also sugarcane aphid country. This field is one of over 60,000 test plots. That's a lot of data, and the reason why Pioneer sorghum dominates the industry in yield potential and sugarcane aphid tolerance. A test plot in the Rio Grande Valley. Another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. Contact your local Pioneer sales representative.
We're on the line with Madison Bexley, Lockhart Livestock. Maddie, good morning.
Good morning, Larry.
How did the Thursday sale turn out?
It was good. The run was a little lighter this week, I think primarily because of the prospect of rain. We ended up having 975 with 126 cows and 13 bulls, 153 sellers, and 60 buyers.
Good. Let's walk the pens.
On the stocker cows, the market was real active this week. A few good pairs we had brought from 11 to 13.75. The mediocre and middle age from 7 to 9.75. The good bred cows brought from 8.50 to 14.50. The mediocre, middle-aged, and shortbreds, mostly 5 to 800. Backer cows and bulls would have been a few dollars better this week. The good high-yielding cows from 60 to 73.5. The medium yielding from 50 to 59. The low yielding from 35 to 49. The good high-yielding packer bulls from 90 to 98.5. The medium yielding from 84 to 89. Low yielding and lightweights from 65 to 83. Calves and yearlings, even though the market softened up some this last week, we actually got along pretty good on a good active market. So, all in all, it was a good day.
Are you aware of anything for this next Thursday sale?
No, sir, I don't know of anything yet.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you if they need to bring you something.
Yeah, Larry, you can always check us out on Facebook, or you can call the barn at 512-398-3476. My cell phone at 979-540-9793, or you can ring Bubba at 461-6091.
We're on the line with Wade Floyd from D&D Texas Outfitters Seguin. Wade, everybody thinks about deer in the fall, but we really need to take care of the protein situation all year round. What do you got to offer us this week?
Yeah, Larry, we did Antler Max proteins and your Antler Advantage made by Purina. They're some of the best that if you feed them year-round, you really do see the result. We also carry a Double Down protein that's been becoming very more popular.
And we want you to get it at D&D in Seguin. Wade Floyd, tell everybody how to contact you.
Larry, they can call me here at the store at 830-379-7340. Extension 180.
Neighbor, the greatest thing about being a Down on the Farm listener, besides Hop Sings chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad, glass of iced tea, soda water's in the number 2 wash tub there on ice, and a hot cup of coffee if you need it. Neighbor, fill your plate 6 or 7 times. Take a pan of yeast rolls home with you while we visit with my friend Jody Fry. Jody Fry, up there in Ballinger, Texas. That's where he lives. He operates the cattle sale there at Producers in Cargyle, San Angelo. Benny Cox does the sheep and goat sale on Tuesdays. Jody Fry, how did the cattle sale?
Another pretty good run. It's over 1,700 head. We missed out on all the rain earlier in the week, so numbers keep coming from especially our south and southwest and of course, far west Texas. But compared to last week's sale, we're calling these calves in New Orleans fully $2 to $4 lower. Most of the decline coming on the heavyweight unweaned calves at today's sale. Slaughter cows, glad to see those selling about steady. Slaughter bulls, another $1 to $2 higher. Very active trade on those. Stock cows and pairs sold about steady on your better quality offerings. Had some lesser quality pairs and some bred cows that sold on a lower market due to continued dry weather in our trade area. On your steers, your better quality steers weighing 400 to 600 pounds from 125 all the way up to a high of near 160, mostly 130 to 145. 600 to 800 pound steers from 105 up to a high of 140, but mostly 115 to 130. Better quality heifers, 400 to 600 pounds from 110 up to a high of near 135, mostly 115 to 125. Slaughter cows average to high yielding from 46 to 60. We had several groups of the highest yielding slaughter cows from 62 to 68, and I had a couple of groups of outstanding high yielding limousine cross cows that brought 70 cents. Slaughter bulls average to high yielding from 66 to 86. Had several of the highest yielding slaughter bulls from 89 to a high of 99. Bred cows and 2-year-olds average to better quality sets today anywhere from 725 to a high of 1,075 per head. Cow-calf pairs, not a lot of those on offer, but what we had traded anywhere from 800 to 1,225 per pair.
What do you know for next week?
Well, with Labor Day weekend, we're going to get a slew of calls on Monday about whether we're actually having a sale.
Right.
And we are. We will have a sheep and goat sale Tuesday. And I'd sure be willing to bet we'll be several thousand head short of what we've been running on these regular Tuesday sales. We've got that special cow sale next Thursday in conjunction with the regular cattle sale. So already know of several consignments, and we'll be telling you more about that as that sale gets closer next Thursday.
Tell everybody how to contact you, Jody.
You bet. Call us there at the office at 325-653-3371, or my mobile phone would be 234-7895.
McCoys.com. Make McCoys your choice for livestock pens and rodeo equipment like the 40-foot utility round pen or a manual rope and chute. Shop online and find the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, I'm going to ride my John Deere tractor down to the mailbox to see if the mailman left the grain and cotton report. While I do that, y'all listen to my friend Jessica Dommel from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio News Desk. She's got the Texas Wildlife Report for us.
Deer Vehicle Collisions. I'm Jessica Dommel with the Texas Wildlife Radio Show on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has found a new way to help reduce deer vehicle collisions. USDA's Stephanie Ho joins us with more.
John Eisman is with USDA's National Wildlife Research Center.
Our mission is to find solutions to human-wildlife conflict. And, for a lot of people, deer-car collisions are a huge concern when they're driving at night.
So USDA researchers found a way to reduce the number of collisions.
The research shows a significant decrease in the risk of a deer-automobile collision. simply by lighting up the front of the vehicle. You could think some of the early applications would be on, a big truck that has a brush guard on the front of the truck. This could be as simple as mounting a LED light on that brush guard.
Travis DeVault worked on the project at USDA and is now Associate Director for Research at the University of Georgia.
For this research, we used an LED light-emitting diode light bar, a very bright one, that was attached to a bracket on the front of the vehicle.
The light bar faces backward toward the vehicle and is aimed downward so the driver cannot see it.
The idea was that we wanted to find a way to provide more information about that oncoming threat, the vehicle to the deer, so we could increase its perceived risk. And when a deer or another animal perceives risk, then it's going to want to get out of the way.
USDA officials have filed a patent application and are looking for partners who may be interested in pursuing this business opportunity.
That report from USDA's Stephanie Ho. According to USDA, the likelihood of dangerous interactions decreased from 35 to only 10% of vehicle approaches when using the rear-facing light bar plus headlights versus using headlights alone.
You're more than a rancher. You do what's right and trust others to do the same. That's the Texas way. Hi, I'm Pat McDowell, and we ranch near Shamrock, Texas. In 2019, your dollars helped the beef-loving Texans brand reach consumers nearly 300 million times. Efforts like the hit Hulu series BarbeQuest and successful advertising prove that your checkoff is working hard to keep beef in its strongest state. Find out more at TexasBeefCheckoff.com, funded by the Texas Beef Council.
Now your class speaker, Sharpen Herbicide.
Wow, thanks everyone. What a ride it's been. Dominant performance in desiccation and weed management, rapid dry down and defoliation while reducing regrowth, years of efficiency. And whatever our future fields hold, we'll always deliver that same premium harvest aid.
Sharpen Herbicide, everyone. Your top harvest aid performer in any field. Always read and follow label directions.
For the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, I'm Jessica Domel.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle, Tuggle & Company, Corpus. Call 800-288-4453. Number 2 are Better Milo through Corpus in September. D's plus 175, $9.44. Houston D's plus $2, $9.89. Progresso, we'll say $8 by the hundredweight. Yellow corn through Corpus in September. D's plus 35, $3.88 3/4. Houston D's plus 30, $3.83 3/4. We'll call Progresso $7.60 again by the hundredweight. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus in September. D's plus 75, $5.50 3/4. Houston D's plus 100 or D's plus 1 at $5.75 3/4. We'll call Houston beans September-October delivery, November less 15, $9.51, and we'll call Placido November less 60, $9.60. Neighbor, let's take a look at Texas cotton. Looks to me like we moved 47 bale of East Texas, zip zero nada of West Texas. Prices from $58.56 to $60.81. That's it for Down on the Farm Radio. We think we covered all our bases. Thanks for listening to the live stream. I'm Larry Marble. Have a blessed holiday weekend, neighbor.